jeans that were literally just squeezed by Lomotos. So we want about 1 cup of juice that were literally just squeezed by Lomotos. Make it through the night, 'cause I am tired. So we want about 1 cup of juice that were literally just squeezed. So we're literally just a squeeze. Making children cry. I guess that's just the way it's She says she wants to Uber home now. You're just not her type of guy. And she's got better things to do than to hang around with you. She's got other ways she'd rather spend her time. So for now, she just wants an Uber home. Says it's not that you're not handsome, you're just not her cup of tea. But she still wants to be your friend, 'cause if she meets her Mr. Right, then maybe you could help them move her stuff when she moves in with him. But for now, she just wants an Uber home. Girl, I know that it's all over now, but it's 8 p.m. on Friday night. The Uber rates are surging high. Oh girl, I promise not to cry again. But I'd really like if we could wait until the price goes down. Take it. Says she wants to Uber home now, and it's not negotiable. So open up that stupid app, get her address and all that crap, and just admit that it was never meant to be. 'Cause right now, she says she wants an Uber home. I get lousy service in this room. Can we try the bedroom? The deficit's at an all-time high as carbon emissions fill the sky, and North Korea's firing bombs as political accusations fly, and California just got hit by a swarm of killer bees. And now you tell me there's a fucking global disease. COVID-19, COVID-19. I've been sitting here in quarantine while the nightly news tells deadly tales of COVID-19. COVID-19, COVID-19. Could you spare some hydroxychloroquine? 'Cause I think that I've got COVID-19. COVID-19, take another shot of Listerine as we raise our glasses high again to COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. I had sex with Candy Finkelstein in a dream I had about COVID-19. And I can't wait till I'm dead from COVID-19. Even though they say she's out of my league, I'm coming up with a plan. I'm gonna change the way I strut my stuff. I'm gonna be a new man. I'll make her homemade ice cream, ice, milk, and sugar, and you shake it all up to make her homemade ice cream. Capers on top, and I'm gonna make her mine with my homemade ice cream. Ice, milk, and sugar, and you shake it all up to make the homemade ice cream. Capers on top, and I'm gonna make her mine with my God help me. God help me. Please don't hurt me. Don't desert me. God save me. Don't forsake me. Oh, God. God save me from the life you gave me. Please, God, heal me from the hands you deal me. God, mend me from the pain you send me. Oh, God. God, help me. God, help me. Please redeem me. Don't redeem me. Please, God, spare me all the things that scare me. Oh, God. Oh, God, don't you see all this pain, all this misery, all this suffering, all this sorrow, all this paperwork, deadlines, bills, congestion, heartache, customer service. God help me. God help me. Please don't hurt me.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, check, test, help. Test. Okay. Okay. Check. Checking the mic. Checking the mic. Testing 1. Testing 1, 2. 2. Asparagus. Asparagus. Check 1, 2. Here we go again. you can do this. This is your gift. This is something that was given to you by God. And you're the only one who can help people. Hello everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be teaching you how to make hashed browns. Hashed browns are a delicacy that has been enjoyed here in the United States and certainly abroad for many, many centuries. It consists of potatoes as well as oil or fat. I should say and or fat. We're going to be using both today. Some butter, which is also oil and fat, I think. And some seasoning. And I thought today we would use that potato seasoning that we got from Pittsburgh. Remember, I went to a diner in Pittsburgh called the Cafe Raymond. And they had this delicious situation in their potatoes. And I asked them what their secret was. And I bought their seasoning and brought it home with me. It's nice to travel and be able to take things home with you. I'm not liking the way that the camera is cropped here. I like a little bit of headroom. Check. Oh no, my cat roast beef is showing up all of a sudden. He's gonna try to ruin everything. Oh boy. I love my cat. He's very old. He's a geriatric cat. He's blind and deaf, so he meows twice as loud for two purposes. One, to hear himself, but also to let people know, he can't see and he doesn't want to get stepped on. So when he walks, he just kind of, all of his vitals came up good at an emergency room visit. I was worried about him. It looked like he took a fall or something, but that turned out to be nothing. And then he had a regular vet appointment where all of his blood work came out good. The vet said he's fine. We did opt for a shot that's supposed to alleviate pain. I had done it once before to no effect, and I went ahead and did it again, and I think I just got suckered into it, because it's like, what are you going to do? Ask a cat, hey, do you feel better after the shot they gave you? And he still screams just as much. Some people have recommended GHB. Wait, what's that stuff called? CBD. Yeah. Fondue Yourself says beef is healthier than me. Oh, me as well. He does a thing where he walks into a room and doesn't know why he walked into the room, and then he'll turn around and go to the bathroom, and he'll sit on the toilet for about 15 minutes to no avail, and then he'll get up and start screaming. What the Duck says, just like me. It's Kate X says, I think we've all done that, honestly. Yeah, it's okay, roast beef. You're not alone. You're turning into a human, I think, is what's happening. Let's see what else. I want to thank Phaedrus for giving us that cool background. It looks like I'm in a very beautiful, multi-billion-dollar kitchen there. Okay, what else do we got here? This is sent to us by Dark Aegis. Oh, shoot. There was a caption there. Dark Aegis, if you're here, let us know the story behind this. Was this in Colorado? It really does look like a little gingerbread house or something like that. It's pretty amazing. Looks like you were traveling probably in the southwest of the United States, or maybe sort of a little bit more Midwest. Computer, volume 10. Computer, is Colorado the Midwest?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Colorado is not in the Midwest. Colorado is located in a portion of the United States designated as the West.
Computer, volume 10. So computer says that Colorado is not the Midwest. Computer, what do you consider Colorado then? The West, I guess, huh?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Colorado is considered part of America's western region.
Okay. Dark Ages says, a kind of conspicuously shaped tunnel we camped near in Colorado on a supposedly haunted road. Oh, yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like a haunted house. Very cool. Wumdingers wants to know if there's any Colorado heads here. I think there have been a few here and there. I do know that there are Idaho people. There are Arizona people. So they've got you surrounded. Dark Ages says, I'm an unofficial Colorado head, but I don't live there. I love the state. So I think you're called a Colorado file. Okay, I'm a Nevada file. Brett Bain says, does this recipe use stroked paprika? I'm fresh out. Actually, I think it does, Brett. Let's see here. It's got the ingredients here. Garlic, onion, salt, soy, mustard, paprika. It doesn't say stroked. Orange, peel. Is that two? I can't see if there's a comma in between. I think there's some orange in there and some peel. Computer, what is peel?
As a verb, peel is usually defined as to strip something of its skin, rind, bark, etc. As a noun, peel is usually defined as
computer, stop. Green bell. I've never heard of green bell. Peppers. Dextrose, extracts of paprika, and less than 2% triathlon phosphate added to prevent cooking. Okay, some of these ingredients are very difficult to understand. I don't know why this fucking thing keeps doing this. It's pissing me off. Sorry, everybody, for the language. But when I have technical problems, it just makes me want to go up to... Oh, yeah, see, now what's happening here? Do you still hear me okay? Hello? Okay, so you can hear me. Where am I now? Okay, hold on. We're going to get through this. I hate that noise so much. Oh, there I am. Okay. And then I got to figure out where this one goes. There is a thing called an annoyatron, which is just a noise that goes off every now and then, and I think this might be that. Oh boy. Sorry everybody, that's gonna drive me mad. I want to go up to the CEO of whoever this is, whatever company it is, and just not, wring their neck, but just grab them sort of, aggressively by the shoulder and say, hey man, what the fuck are you thinking with this stuff? It just makes a noise and it pisses everybody off. I don't know. I don't see this stopping anytime soon. Sorry everybody. We're just having a little technical breakdown here, but we're going to get there. Oh, do you hear that? Do you hear that noise? It's just maddening. Absolutely maddening. Bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah, that's what I did. I disconnected. It's my Stream Deck. Maybe I just had to jiggle the chord a little bit, and now it seems like it sort of worked. The chord is bad, I guess. Hey, maybe this is a good time to do a song. There it is again. It's making me nuts. I'm gonna grab the guy who's the CEO of this fucking company. Grab him by the shoulder and say, hey, what the fuck is going on with this shit? Just a little attempt at something there. Bill Kunstler says, it's like a metronome. You know, I used the name Kunstler in one of my songs that I wrote way back in my late teens. And I was working with a producer at the time, and he said, yeah, you don't want to use the word Kunstler in your song. And I was like, I mean, I can't help it. That's the name of the guy that I'm talking about. And he's like, yeah, you don't want to put Kunstler. So we went with Jerry Rubin, I think. Okay. But the song didn't wind up being a hit, and I think it's because we didn't say Bill Kunstler. Brett Bain says, I hope this recipe has a makeshift assembly line, if you will. You know, it has sort of a makeshift assembly line, if you will. Doozaw says, I was a camp Kunstler back in the day. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right, we're going to go and do our song here. Reverb. Do we have reverb? Check. Test. 1, 2. 2. Help. Okay. So, Kala on the last stream. So, every day after I do a stream, I spend the afternoon with my cat, Roast Beef, watching the stream. And we just try to point out little places where there might have been improvement. But mostly we say, hey, wow, this was pretty good. This was a really good thing that happened there, just sort of by chance or whatever. But one of the disadvantages is I'll see chat requests that I missed, and I feel awful about it. Kala said that was the last stream for her for a while. Oh, Calicus is here. You said that you wanted to hear the song Summer one last time because you were going to be leaving, but you're here now. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the song. I'm glad you're here because you requested it on the last one, and I felt bad. And boy, that noise is just enough to drive a man batshit crazy. Hold on a second. Is somebody doing this as a gag? I just unplugged it, but it's going to make it a little bit more difficult to navigate my way through the screens. But I think I can do it with the mouse here. You can hear me okay, right? Check. Check. 1, 2. Okay, Dark Aegis says yes. And you can see me on the screen? Help! Help! Check. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that shit. Okay, well, let's just do the song now, and that'll be a nice departure here. This song was requested to us by Kala a couple of summers ago, and it's a beautiful song, and it's sort of become a regular part of the stream. And I'm going to do it again on the all music stream that we're doing August 17th, Sunday, August 17th, if you're into music. And there's a rumor that the great Ageless will be providing some visual stimulation for us. Okay, here we go. This is The Summer by Josh Pike, and it's very difficult to get all of these words in one breath, but I'm going to try. If I could bottle up the sea breeze, I could take it over to your house and pour it loose through your garden so the hinges on your windows could rust and color like the boats pulled up on the sand for the summer, and your sweet clean clothes would go stiff on the line, and there'd be sand in your pockets and nothing on your mind. But every year it gets a little bit harder to go back to the feeling when we were 15 and we could jump in the river upstream and let the sun carry us to the beginning where the river is the sea again. And all our days were a sun-drenched haze when the salt spray crusted on the window panes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we live in the summer. We should be living like we lived in the summer. I wanna live like we live in the summer. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. That was the wrong chord, but it was all right. And I'll remember that summer was the right one. The storms make the pavement steam like a kettle, and our first goodbyes always seemed like hours in the car park in between my house and yours. And if the summer was a song that we might sing forever, then the winter holds a bite we never felt before. Oh, chorus. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. This is the bridge. I never get this part right, but you can always talk a bridge with the chords in the background. It doesn't even have to be the correct chords, but if you just speak the bridge, it'll look like you're doing it as an intentional artistic choice as opposed to not having had the time to learn that part of the song. Here we go. But time is like the ocean. You can only hold a little in your hands. So we swim before we're broken, before our bones become black coral in the sand. And they will. Our bones will become black coral in the sand. We are all marching toward death, is what he's saying there. We should be living like we lived at summer. I wanna live like we live in the summer. We should be living like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived that summer. We just wanna live like we lived that summer. I wanna live like we lived in the summer. If I could bottle up the sea breeze, I would take it over to your house and pour it loose through your garden. Okay. Thank you, Calicus. That's a beautiful song. If you want to hear the song, just go to Josh Pike, wherever you stream music, or download or buy music. It's a beautiful song. I have a lot of difficulty doing it because I am trying to read. My eyes aren't very good, and I just get the words wrong a lot of times, and it just sort of pisses me off at myself. But hey, let's take a moment to appreciate how nice it is to not have the stream deck plugged in and making that annoyatron noise. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, sometimes the best part of a song is the bridge. That's true. But I will say it's also the hardest part of any song to do. Any musician will tell you that, and it's very sad when a musician leaves us at a very young age. And it's usually because of the bridge. Okay, thanks, Fondue Yourself. And Beelzeby says, hi, Boner. Hi, back to you. What the fuck? Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Nuclear
my
launch
goodness.
detected.
We just had an incredible act of generosity just happen. An anonymous gifter just gave 50 subs. This might be unprecedented. It might have happened in the last 3 years, but this is really an incredible thing. Wow, Anonymous Gifter. So if you're not familiar with the group Anonymous, they are the ones who do the digital hacking and whatnot, and sort of a digital modern Robin Hood, if you will. But they also have been around forever. They wrote songs during the Renaissance and also Gregorian chants, and they're alcoholics too. Anonymous has done so much stuff in our civilization, and not the least of which being contributing 50, no fewer than 50 subs. So that brings our sub total to 448 subscribers. We haven't been to that level in probably a year. So that's a really good feeling for me. It's very difficult sometimes for me to wrap my head around the fact that a lot of this stream is based on the generosity of users like Anonymous. But I do want to say how grateful that I am. Fondue Yourself says Anonymous are big fans of HK. You're absolutely right. I guess so. Thank you. Great They says they also have great quotes. Oh yeah. Anonymous has really, really wonderful quotes. Like, I offered my honor, she honored my offer. The rest of the night I was honor and offer. That was written by Anonymous. It's so good. It's amazing that they can do so much stuff and then also be so philanthropic at the same time. Crossfade Boy says, let's hope they don't hack the stream. Well, if they did, they'd probably just do good things with it. Pug Lady 2600 says, I'm heading to Vegas today to attend a hacker conference by Anonymous. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know they gave lectures and stuff. Jackie Faye says, hell yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much again, Anonymous, for that incredible act of generosity. And Anonymous also gifted a tier 1 sub. Okay. To gifted a tier 1 sub to Toke My Nuts. The Toke My Nuts has been a very special user for a very long time here and has just resubscribed for 30 months at the tier 3 level. Thank you so much, Toke My Nuts. Henry, have you watched the new King of the Hill? I haven't seen the new episodes yet, but it's one of my favorite shows, and I can't wait. I've heard good things. I've heard it's really good, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. I think it's going to be really fun. Holy Crap Awesome says, is Anonymous Justin Timberlake? My high school forensics science teacher had a JT quote attributed to Anonymous pinned to the board. Oh, no, that could be that your forensic science teacher didn't like Justin Timberlake and wanted to attribute it instead to Anonymous. Okay, we got a couple other alerts coming down the pike here. Franz Schubert resubscribed for 39 months. Amazing. Thank you, Franz Schubert. Okay. And it says here, they've been subscribed for 39 months. Hey, Henry, I know you're a cooking explainer, but my car says to check oil. I don't have any motor oil, but is olive oil okay to use? Yeah, that sign that says check oil doesn't really mean anything. I had a mechanic explain that to me. He said, just ignore it, but then when your engine fails, come here and we'll just rebuild you a new engine for a few $1,000s. So I'm going to also start an auto mechanics explaining tutorial on YouTube. But you're fine. Archbounds resubscribed. Thanks, Archbounds. And then Beelzeby resubscribed for 25 months at tier 3. Amazing. Thank you so much, Beelzeby. And it says this minute. And BBSTG07 says, hey Henry, my fiance and I love how you make us laugh with your streams and videos. Keep up the great work. Help! And I was just quoting BBSTG07. Help! Thank you so much for resubscribing for 26 months. That's amazing. I appreciate all the generosity coming down the pike. We got another one here. Pug Lady just resubscribed for 25 months. Thank you, Pug Lady. Incredible. An anonymous gifter gave out one community sub gift. This is all very cool. I appreciate it, everybody. Thanks, Dark Aegis, for that cool background picture. Let's change it up here because we got more songs to do. Dazzlecat sends us this picture from Chicago. Beautiful city. What an incredible city that is. Mate Matic just resubscribed. Thank you so much. Or a new subscriber on Prime. I'm still learning how to read this stuff. Dark Ages, is today Henry's birthday? Happy birthday, Henry. No, but it sure does feel like it's my birthday with all these gifting and subbing and all this other stuff. Pug Lady says that's almost 14 in pug years. Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. 25 months. Thank you so much, everybody, for all your generosity. Thanks, Mate Mathic. Dare Soul says, oh, that is beautiful, actually. Yeah, this is a very beautiful picture of Chicago that Dazzlecat sends us. I didn't get to go to Chicago this last time. I mean, I'll be honest with you, there was so much going on in Naperville that I didn't really want to. Or I just didn't want to go to a big city. I was just feeling, I didn't have a lot of time. But we had a great little meet and greet with the users, a couple of them actually, in Naperville, and that was a good time. But this is a great picture. It looks like, Dazzlecat, maybe you're hiding in the bushes or something. It's a great picture. The bushes are a great place to take pictures from. Okay. Remsy09 just resubscribed. Thank you, Remsy09. Another thing, and by the way, I don't want to sound like a boomer. I'm technically not a boomer. I'm about... I think 1965, I'm about 4 years away from being a boomer, but I'll never catch up to it. The whole generation keeps going. But I gotta say, some of this technology stuff, like, for whatever reason, Stream Elements just changed the whole format. So the thing that I've been looking at for 3 years, which worked great, it worked really well. It's the old, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And now everything looks... like it's been shifted around. Like the thing that used to be here is now here, and they've shortened stuff to some sort of shorthand. Does anybody else identify with this? MY Carl says it's not a boomer problem. Stream Elements gives everyone issues. Yeah, it's like, I just picture the meeting. Hey, everything's going pretty well with our product. I mean, people are really liking it. Should we just go ahead and change it? Well, what do you mean change it? I don't know, maybe like the thing that used to be here, let's put it over here. Just, keep people on their toes, keep them guessing a little bit. And somebody's like, that's good, I like that. Let's make it like kind of like a hurdle that they have to jump over, like they're not already jumping over a huge hurdle just by getting up in the morning. Fondue Yourself says, updates and format changes suck with everything. Yeah, I agree. It's Kate X says the graphic designers need to keep from being fired, I guess. Yeah. So the next meeting they're going to say, hey, a lot of people don't like what we did. Should we just move it back? And they're like, yeah, good thinking. And that way they'll always have a job. Van on the Moon says, why does this garden have weird acoustics? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're talking about the reverb that I have, but I can't turn it off just yet because we're going to do another song. Pug Lady says it's so they can pass performance reviews. Yeah, exactly. Brett Bain says, thank you to the anonymous donor who gifted me a subscription. Hey, Brett Bain is a subscriber now. Thanks. And if you don't know who Brett Bain is, check out his TikTok. Brett, is it at Brett Bain? Just at Brett Bain, BRETTBAYNE. I really enjoy his TikTok channel. And speaking of TikTok, there is a TikTok that is user run here. Henry's Kitchen endorsed. Now it's called Henry's Kitchen Clips, I believe. Go check it out. And I understand that one of the videos, it's sort of the best of moments from right here on Twitch. Oh, Twitch TikTok it's called. Thanks, It's Kate. And it's just an amazing, it's really amazing for me to watch just kind of how witty I am and also how good I am at the kitchen culinary arts. And one of them just got like over 100,000 views, so that's really exciting. Brett Bain says, I follow roast beef on TikTok. I had no idea that roast beef had a TikTok. I hope he's not saying shit about me. It's Kate says it just hit 200K views. Amazing. It's going viral. All right. Dallas Drone says, hey, will you be doing any shows in Orange County, California ever? I'd like to. I have a couple friends that live down there. If we can find, what we've been doing that seems to be working is finding a bar that occasionally hosts music, like acoustic music. And the bar seems like they're happy having about maybe 80 people there, and then we sell it on brown paper tickets. So if I can find a bar in Orange County that's sort of like that, I think that's the way to go. Okay. Dark Ages says roast beef is kind of controversial on his socials, but in an endearing way. That's the way I would imagine he is. Mac Daddy says, Orange County in here, would love to see it. Thanks, Mac Daddy. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to get down there. Holy crap, awesome. Roast beef is on his last strike before being banned for offensive content. Oh boy, there's a lot of drama going on with roast beef. Let's see where he is right now. I just want to check up on that guy. Okay, he's got a little carriage that he likes to hang out in. It's a stroller. I'll put the camera on him in a little bit, but we have to do another song. Thanks, Dazzlecat, for this beautiful picture of Chicago. I'm going to try to find something that's going to be a good background for our next. This is an 80s song. Why don't we do Parasitosis's cool pick? Parasitosis apparently went outside and went for a walk today and had a nice little walking trail there. And by the way, this is avocado oil. So this is not part of Parasitosis's walk, but it is interesting how you can see right through the bottle to the trees. You can see right through the bottle to the trees. It sounded like part of that other song. Okay. Toke My Nut says he could just pull a Roseanne bar and blame the Ambien. Yeah. Ambien seems to be a pretty good scapegoat. Bill Kunstler says homemade mayo with avocado oil is the tits. Yep. Brett Bain says roast beef's I have great genes ad really owned the dogs. Oh yeah, roast beef is just no stranger to controversy, and it's not about the controversy, it's about the clicks. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. We've got the reverb on. We have a song that was requested to us here by a user named Janie Mango. Janie Mango wanted to hear this song that was actually, I believe, a song by Dionne Warwick. Maybe, if I'm not wrong, it was written by Burt Bacharach, but that could be totally me just talking out of my ass. And, but it definitely was done by the band Naked Eyes in the early 80s, maybe even 1980. I know that there's answers to all these things, but I don't want to bring fact-checking into this. But it's a beautiful song, and I'm going to sing it in this sort of Jose Suicidio kind of tone, because that's sort of where my voice is today. It was Burt Bacharach. Okay, thanks, Brett Bain. Boner of a Lonely Fart says computer could tell you the wrong answers. Yeah, exactly. Computer, volume 10. Computer, who played the skipper on Gilligan's Island?
The main male character, Jonas the Skipper Grumby. The main male character, Agent 1. The main male character, Captain John Silver. The main male character, Colonel Watney. The main male character, Deputy.
Computer, stop. Now, I don't know if that's computer just having a stroke or what's happening there, But you know, sometimes you just sit back and you're like, I think I'm going to listen to some light jazz. Hey, computer, play Mountain Dance by Dave Grusin.
Mountain Dance and similar songs on Amazon Music.
Computer, stop. No, it did it correctly because, and I'll tell you what's happening there. It went to Amazon Music, which is not the one that I stream from, but it's also the behemoth company that owns this Alexa situation. So it's like there's a fight happening in my living room when I try to play music. Brett Bain and Toke My Nuts say Alan Hale Jr. Now that's one of those sentences that I think would have made zero sense to me if I heard it 10 years ago. If somebody came up to me and said, one day you're going to utter the words, Brett Bain and Toke My Nuts both say Alan Hale Jr., I'd be like, who are you? You're from the future? What are you doing here? But it is true. Now, Alan Hale, we determined, Jr., is that the guy who wrote Roots? Is it worth it to ask? Computer, who wrote Roots?
Roots was written by Alex Haley,
Oh, okay.
William Blinn,
Computer,
Ernest Canola.
stop. Blood Snail says Amazon is a huge evil company. I would never use any of their apps. Yeah, well, I try not to, but it disconnects the app that I prefer and then starts trying to move me to Amazon Music. Fitch and Hat, also Tick Not, says, imagine the things you'll be saying in another 10 years, Henry. Oh yeah, I could be saying some really weird shit. You know, we should just come up with weird stuff that I might be saying in 10 years, and I'll bet it won't be that off. Holy Crap Awesome is already working on it. Shamazon, I just made that up. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, but that actually makes sense. Yeah, Brett Bain says he played the skipper on G's Island. You're talking about Alan Hale Jr., not Alex Haley. Unless Alex Haley had an acting career that I wasn't familiar with. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this song by Naked Eyes. Burt Bacharach, amazing songwriter, recently left us, unfortunately. Meaning he died. I don't mean he was here at Henry's Kitchen and he left. That would have been amazing. But, okay, here we go. There's a little melody. I walk along the city streets you used to walk along with me, and every step I take reminds me of how just we used to be. Oh, how can I forget you, girl? I'm really messing this up, sorry. When there is always something there to remind me, always something there to remind me. When shadows fall, I pass a small cafe where we would dance at night, and I can't help recalling how it felt to kiss and hold you tight. Well, how can I forget you, girl, when there is always something there to remind me? Something there to remind me. Did the little flat note there. I was born to love her, and I will never be free. You'll always be a part of me. Oh, 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 oh. If you should find and miss the sweet and tender love we used to share, just go back to the places where we used to go, and I'll be there. How can I forget you, girl, when there is always something there to remind me? Always something there to remind me. Pancake King says, my roommate in college was an ex-con who told me this song was about STDs. Always something there to remind me. I'd love it if your roommate wasn't even going to college. He was just a 50-year-old ex-con. Always something there to remind me I was born to love her. Oh, it switched to the third person. And I will never be free. You'll always be a part of me. And then back to the first person. It's switching persons. Not to be confused with missing persons. 'Cause there is always something there to remind me. HPV. Always something there to remind me. Syphilis, sorry. Always something there to remind me. The ending wasn't really part of the song. I just sort of improv'd that. But Holy Crap Awesome says The Clap. Yep. There's also a song by Yes on, I think it's on the Fragile album, The Clap. Or it might be on the Yes album. It's one of those. Fitch and Hat, which I recently found out is pronounced Tick Not, could be about unwanted chicken. Oh, I'm sorry. I messed up that pretty bad. It says could be about unwanted children. I had to read it a couple of times. My eyes aren't very good. Okay, yeah. No, definitely unwanted children makes sense in terms of always something there to remind me. Unwanted chicken kind of does too. What is all the noise that's happening here? I've got a situation happening where somebody's calling me, I guess. But that's okay, we're going to ignore it. We've got work to do, but we're having fun. Goo2112 says, "You're Really Growing on Me" by The Darkness is about STDs. Okay. I thought you were about to compliment me and say, "You're really growing on me." But you're talking about, that's a song by The Darkness. And it's about STDs, yeah. That's dark. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, "My favorite part of your covers is when you add your own ending." Thank you. I didn't know if anybody liked that. Blood Snail says, "What's your favorite Velvet Underground song?" This is for everyone. You know what? I know I don't want to sound ignorant, but I'm not too familiar with a lot of the songs by Velvet Underground. Computer, what are some songs by Velvet Underground?
The Velvet Underground from iHeartRadio.
Computer, stop! Did I say play? I don't want to command it here, but did I tell the thing to play Velvet Underground? No, I didn't. I just said name some songs from it. Oh boy, that was so loud. And also we're going to get a copyright strike. A lot of technical problems today. Holy Crap Awesome says, "Computer is plotting against you." You're absolutely right. And my AC doesn't work, so it's hot, and that always makes everything a little worse. But you know what? We're going to get through all of this. We beat cockroaches in the winter of 2024. We muddled through the fruit fly epidemic of 2023. We're going to beat this too. The technological crisis of 2025. Of the hot summer. This summer is really akin to the 1977 Summer of Sam, which I actually lived through in New York City. Holy Crap Awesome says, "Henry can do anything he puts his mind to except some things." That's a good way to sum it up. Okay. Evil Ian 02 says, "Beat the cockroaches." The cockroaches, yeah. Pancake King says, "Hot Town, Summer in the City." Yeah, we've done that song a couple of times. Don't forget, August 17th, I'm putting the spatula away for the day, and I'm going to not do any cooking at all. Maybe I'll order a pizza, and we're going to kick back, and I'm going to do all just music for a couple of hours. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I recently heard a rumor that our resident animator, Hlis, is going to be providing some visuals for a couple of the key songs, and that's going to be fun. Fitch and Hat says, I'm sad to say I'll miss the music stream, Henry, but I'll be in transit to a Stanhope show. Stanhope show, that's excellent to hear. Are you going, is it the one in Vegas? Because I know he's going to be in Vegas with the great Andy Andrist. Boy, I wish I could go hang out with those guys. That sounds like fun. Pisling says, Henry, explain the bullet holes in your apron. Oh, I didn't realize there were. Bullet holes, my God. Oh, maybe you're referring to the, I don't know. Speed holes. Dark Ages says the apron is bulletproof. Those are simply bullet incidents. Okay, I'm going to put the guitar away. It is hot. Computer, how hot is it today?
Today, expect a high of 93 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that's pretty hot. It's not as bad as it gets. But let's just go through a couple more pictures here, and then we'll get started cooking our very hot meal. Janie Mango gives us a cool picture of the sky. Wow, that's great. I really do feel like I'm on a 70s album cover. Kind of like this. Or this. Or this. Okay. Pretty cool. Let me fix my Canon bullshit. I don't know. I hope we have an overhead camera today. Let's see if this works. There's supposed to be a little clicking noise. I have to unplug and then plug it back in. See if that does anything. Check. All right, I'm going to go to another picture. Thanks, Janie Mango, for this cool pic. Let's go to another picture here. Henry Townsend sends a perfectly dark picture of what seems to be a vinyl record shop. I like it. We might be screwed in terms of the overhead camera, which would really mess us up. Well, no, I could rig the roast beef camera for that, I suppose. It's not ideal. Okay. We're gonna get this. Just one of those days. Unplug again. Holy crap, awesome says, looks like a nice place for a kid's birthday party. Yeah, it does, actually, now that I think about it. Everything is fucked. Oh, Beelsby sends us a cool pic here. Let's check this one out. Looks to be another picture of someone hiding in the bushes. Just like Dazzlecat. Looks like you're taking a picture of a tennis court, which is beautiful. Wow, tennis courts are nice. Okay. I have to try to think. Our resident technical advisor, Quanto, is currently in the process of breeding a family, which makes it difficult for him to do regular checkups with the stream here. But we're gonna get this figured out. I'm gonna, if I had anybody to blame, I would say it's probably humankind in general. Oh, the whole thing's going all nuts now. Okay, I think, let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and rig the roast beef cam to be our overhead camera. Sorry about that. Here, maybe in the meantime, I'll show a quick little video here. This is a beautiful video from us during the holidays. Hold on. No, that's not the video I wanted to show. Come on. Oh yeah. Here, I'll show a little bit of this one while we get things figured out. Hello everybody and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be teaching you how to make Henry's home garden harvest cake. So why own your own garden? Maybe you want to save money. Or maybe you're looking to lessen your carbon footprint. Or maybe you're concerned that an economic downturn could cause a supply failure that could thrust society into a post-apocalyptic hellscape. Whatever the reason, harvesting from your own garden can yield great results if you do it correctly. Let me show you how it's done. I'm going to start by harvesting our cucumber. Looks nice and ripe. You just want to clip it right at the stem there. This would be a good thing to throw into somebody's salad. Next we'll grab our tomatoes. You can tell these are ripe because of their nice rich red color. And the green ones have a nice rich green color. Now for our rosemary pricks, you can just do these by hand. Same with the dill. With pomegranates, you pretty much want to go by color. This one looks nice and fresh. You can tell by its rich red color there. Okay, well now that we've harvested our crops, it's time to take them back to the kitchen and start cooking. Let's start by finely chopping. Okay, alright everybody, it looks like I've got all our technical stuff worked out here. Thanks for watching a little bit of that. If you want to see the rest of it, I think that one's exclusive to the Patreon. Ensure that your neighbor is not home, says Holy Crap Awesome. When you do this in his yard. Yeah, you're right. I don't have a garden myself. Oh, wow. I just blew my nose into a napkin that I used to wipe my mouth after having a breakfast taco. And in a weird way, it was almost like enjoying the breakfast taco all over again. That's just a little unexpected nice thing that happened. Dazzlecat says, Henry, are there reverbicin in the garden? Reverbicin. Reverb is on. Oh, Dazzlecat is saying that the reverb is on. Sorry about that. I appreciate you doing it in code so as not to embarrass me, but yes, now I need to figure out how we can fix that here, and I think I have a way to do it. Check. Test 1, 2. Oh, we have one more background picture that we're going to show. Wow, look at this. Gumme Cande sends us this guy. Wow, that's a real up close. Is that a grizzly? Computer, is that a grizzly?
From Wikipedia.org. Grizzly could have meant grizzled, that is, with golden and gray tips of the hair, or fear-inspiring, as a phonetic spelling of grizzly.
Computer sort of ruins anything cool, I think.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
It's Kate X says, Mr. Bear, what's that over there? Gumme Kande says, black bear cub in my yard. Oh, that was a black bear. Thanks, Gumme Kande. This is an amazing picture. Did you zoom in quite a bit? Or were you able to get close? Are you through glass? I hope you're safe wherever this is. Oh, zoomed in. Okay. That makes me miss my zoom lens that I used to use. So if I'm not mistaken, I think you come to us from the Great White North. Is that correct? Bootsy Moonshine says, can I pet that dog? No, it's not a dog. Big Doug Millionaire says, I bet that bear would like a breakfast burrito booger tissue. That's a reference, a callback to something earlier that we went over. Game Master Flash says, it's a beauty way to go. Yep, great song. Pug Lady says, very good pick. And Robalic69 says, also checking in from the Great White. Yeah, well, very cool to see you guys. We have a couple of other alerts that have come down the pike. Of course, they're very difficult to read because Stream Elements, for whatever reason, decided to just change the way they do shit. The News Junkie. Wow, okay, the News Junkie just gave us a raid. Thank you so much, News Junkie. And I think we've seen you before. Thank you so much for sharing your audience with us. I'm sorry about the delayed response there, but very appreciative. Gumme Kande sends us this picture of did you say a black bear from the upstate New York region. Thanks, the News Junkie. I really appreciate the raid. And Anonymous gifted a Tier 1 sub to Newbie Figa and Flem Candango. Thanks, Flem Candango, or thanks everybody involved in that. Anonymous Mark Anthony 121 says, Anonymous gifted a user tier sub to Mark Anthony. Okay, thank you very much to all of you. Robert Tables says, and this was 30 minutes ago, and I'm just way backtracked on this. Robert Tables says, my dad's answer to everything is alcohol. He doesn't drink. He's really bad at crossword puzzles. Oh, okay, I see. So he just says alcohol as an answer to anything. That could be very uncomfortable, I would think. JB's text says, oh shit, is it already 11 Pacific? The time really dicks you up when you hang out on the other side of the planet. Oh, I'll bet so. Yeah, JB's tech just came back from Tokyo. Is that on the other side of the planet? Computer, what is the exact opposite side of the planet from Glendale, California?
From thetrapple.com. The opposite side of the world in reference to the United States is the Indian Ocean between Australia and Africa, not China by a long shot.
I never said it was China. I don't know why you're saying that. You're implying that I asked you if it was China. You're lumping me in with all the people that said that. Okay, everybody. We're getting off a little bit. We've got some work to do. I've got the overhead cam working. Oh, let's get in the kitchen. My God, I'm going to have to plug this stream thing in anyway because it's the only way I know how to uncrop something. Oh, and then that thing where you put in and I know that a lot of comedians have talked about it, but when you put in a USB cable, you always do it the one way, and then you try it, it doesn't work, and then you do it the other way, and it turns out it was the first way that you were trying it. Okay. Akamuro, 1987, where's the flower painting? Well, for a little while, we're trying a neon sign of roast beef. But we're going to be changing things up. Riley Cohen, the famous director from Nevada, says roast beef light. Yeah, awesome. Good to see you, Riley Cohen. Fondue yourself says yes. Akamuru 1987 says, I love the roast beef sign. Yeah, it's a very, very cool sign. Okay. We're going to have to get to work here. If you want to see what this is going to look like when we're all done, it's not that, obviously. Oh, come on. This always happens. That's Bill Larkin. Nope. Okay, hold on. We're getting a little malfunction. Okay, that's our ingredients. At least that's in the ballpark. Here it is. There it is. This is what we're making today. It's beautiful golden hashed browns. So these are browns that have been hashed, and we're gonna really have fun with this. This is gonna be nice. And you might ask, well, can you eat hash browns all by themselves? Yes, you can, because they actually have an egg in them, and that's gonna provide you with your protein. Honky Tonk says I could go for some hash. Yeah, and by the way, this is vegan free, this dish. So what do I mean by that? Because it caused a lot of confusion on my vegan-free gluten pizza video on YouTube. Vegan-free means that there's nothing vegan about this recipe because it has egg scattered throughout the whole texture. So it's not vegan. So it's called vegan-free. And it does contain gluten because we're going to be putting some breadcrumbs in there. So it's a vegan-free gluten dish. Pisling says, Henry, what's with the midsummer part? Well, it is midsummer, isn't it? Okay. I think it is. Computer, what is the exact middle of summer in North America?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, while August 7th is the official midpoint of summer, the traditional midpoint actually occurs on August 1st.
Okay, so we're actually right in the middle of the 1st and the 7th. Or no, wait. Computer, what is the date today?
Today is Wednesday, August 6th, 2025 in Glendale.
So we're sort of in the midsummer. Okay, Mac Daddy says, that movie was scary. Oh, I didn't realize there was a movie. Numa Play, Henry, how much hash are you going to be smoking tonight? No, you don't smoke it, you eat it. Once again, if you want to take a look. This is what we're making, and we got to get started, guys. So here we go. Without further ado, and by the way, I'm not going to be working from a recipe today. I'm going to be doing it al fresco, or whatever that means. Okay, so let's go over our ingredients here. We've got our egg. These are called Russell potatoes, and I like to use them because that's the ones that McDonald's uses in their hash browns. I figure I'll put a little of my pecorino cheese in there. Remember that we did from our Italian recipe that we did the other day, Le Cacio di Pepe. And then I've got the onion here. This is a little bit of the onion left over from when we made something else recently. This is called a microplane. This was gifted to us by a user. I think this was Nancy Droodles. Somebody correct me if it's not Nancy Droodles, but I think that's who gave me this thing, and it's amazing. It's basically like a cheese grater, but it gets stuff real small. And once again, the potato seasoning that we got from Cafe Raymond in Pittsburgh. And finally, the star of our show, the Acevedo oil. And this is the reason that people use this oil is because it's got a very high boiling point. Computer, why would you want to use an oil that has a very high boiling point?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Of course you're not. You're only a computer with access to all of the information in the whole world, but you don't know why somebody would want to cook with a high boiling point. Well, neither do I, so that makes two of us. We're both fucked. Okay, sorry about the language today, but I'm just having a lot of issues with technology, and that tends to bring out this sort of potty mouth in me. My dad was from the South, and he would get really upset when we were children. As a matter of fact, we weren't able to say the word fart in front of a lady. Like if we were at church or something, he'd get very upset. We had to say air shit. Dazzlecat says if it boils, then you won't have any left. Oh, I see. That makes total sense. Dazzlecat is smarter than a computer officially. If it boils, then you're just, oh, of course. So you want the oil to stay there. That makes total sense to me. Okay. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and start by grating up our potatoes. So let's get right into it here. I've got another device that was gifted to me by you, the generous users of Henry's Kitchen. And here it is. We've got our Russell potatoes. I think this just goes over here. Feels like it should lock or something, but it doesn't, but that's okay. And you just want to start scraping. Be very careful with your fingers there. You don't want to scrape them up. Dark Ages says, is that one of those ghost traps from Ghostbusters? Oh yeah, that's right. It does look like that. Noma Play says, Henry is the master of kitchen tools. JB's text says, OMFG, I can't watch. Disappoint says, not watching. You guys are afraid I'm going to... you know what? You've talked me into it. Safety first. I hope this isn't over the top, but I have some chain mail here that was gifted to me by you, the users of Henry's Kitchen. And that's what I'm going to use here. Boy, it really does get stuck though. You can actually use this on either hand because a lot of people don't know that their hands are actually symmetrical. So symmetrical means that if you just flip it over, you can have the same thing on the other side. And this isn't fitted to my hand specifically, but this is going to be great for safety when you're cutting in the kitchen. Look at that. I can go right up against that stuff. Here we go. Oh yeah, this is much better. The only thing that is kind of happening that sucks is that I'm scraping my knuckles against the chainmail, which doesn't feel good either. Okay, I think we might have gotten maybe almost as much out of this potato as we can. Bert Bufftug says, this is where I would have taken a chef's knife, whacked it into the potato, and then used the knife to move it back and forth. Oh. Would that work? Well, what's unfortunate about this is I'm going to have to throw away this little bit of potato there. Which I don't like to waste food if possible. No, I'm just going to keep... Thanks, Bert Bufftug, for your advice, but I think I'm just going to keep going the way that we're going. This seems to be working. Sort of. It's a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Oh, I think it's because I'm getting my thumb in the way there. I'm really just grinding my thumb. Also, we really have no way to know whether or not this is going to give me tetanus as a result of this chainmail. I don't know. I mean, the chainmail itself, I think, has been around since the Middle Ages, but I don't know if it was often used to cook with. But we are cooking everything, which I think has to be good. This really is probably a bigger pain in the ass than even the technical problems that we were having are. Computer, can chainmail fuck you up? No answer on that one. Okay. There we go. We just basically just made a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. We'll clean it all up afterward. Dan Dolam says, I think adding crayons to this disc would add some fun color. Sure. Silence means yes. Pizzling says, hope there's no metal shavings in there. Yeah, that's just one of those things that we might have to just kind of deal with. All right, so let's put our shavings in here. And I'm going to put our egg. Now remember, always crack the egg. And this is a little trick that my grandmother told me that she learned in the joint. You take your egg and you crack it on the inside of the bowl. That way, if there's any shell, it'll fall on the inside. And you won't have to clean it up from the outside afterward. I think that's the way it works. There we go. That worked out pretty well. Wow, look at that. Pretty clean. Okay, and then now we're going to take out our pecorino. This is really, really good stuff. And we're going to brush it up against this thing. And again, this is a little bit like a cheese grater. It feels like it should be better than that. I think I might have been doing it the wrong way. Hold on a sec. Yep, there we go. See how it's dusting now? That's what you want. You want to get a little bit of that cheese coming out of the other side of it, but not too much. I'm not going to go all batshit nuts here. We're just going to do that, and then let's get some of our beautiful seasoning that I got from a place called Cafe Raymond in Pittsburgh. It's so good. Be generous with it. I think that's going to replace your salt and pepper, actually. And now we're going to stir it up. So we want to have some kind of thing to stir it up with. I think you could probably use a fork. I'm just going to use a fork. I've got something that stings right here. I don't know what that's from, but I'm not liking it. What is that? Okay. So we'll just stir this up. It looks like we could probably use more potato. But no, I think this will be okay. All right, I'm gonna wash my hands. I honestly, something hurts right there. I don't know if it's because I scraped it against the chainmail. Or if there's some kind of insect in the house that bit me. It could be any number of things. Okay, let's start getting to the fun part here. Whatever that is. Oh, shit. I've got a little onion here. We're going to go ahead and let's just sort of last minute put some onion in there. I don't want to go too crazy with the onion. Let's just sort of peel some of this off and put it through our grating situation of a thing that we've got there. This is just going to sort of flavor it, I guess. I don't even like it. I don't like the way it's smelling. It's not working. Let's just sort of skip the onion, I think. We've got potato seasoning. We've got enough little droppings of onion fell in there that we could actually make a thing. Move forward. So let's put this over here. And let's get our infrared stove now. I'm going to get saute pan. I know I've said this before, but if you have a really, really good saute pan, you don't need someone to share your life with. Bert Bufftug says, did chat send Henry a second matching grater for roast beef? Maybe so. You're going to have to... Oh, are you talking about the microplane? Maybe. Numa Play says, make sure the onion doesn't make you cry. Yeah, I know. Fortunately, this onion's been around for a long time. We made that thing a couple weeks ago, so I think it's sort of got rid of all of its lacrimatory-inducing properties. But I could be wrong. If you see me crying during this stream, it wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so now we're going to take some of our Acevedo oil that we just found out that the reason that you do this, we're going to get 1 tablespoon. Remember, every cap is a tablespoon. It's a universal thing. You can ask Parasitosis, who's our residential weights and measures authority figure here. They might be different shaped bottles or whatever, but the cap is always 1 tablespoon unless it was made in Europe. So let's turn that on. And I'm going to sort of whisk this around a little bit. Whoosh it around. And we'll put it on high heat. I think I'm also probably going to do a little bit of butter. How are you guys doing? I just want to check in. It's Kate says, when the kids on TikTok say no cap, do they mean we use a spoon instead? Yeah, that's exactly right. Younger people do not like the cap. They prefer to go old school and use the tablespoons, but I don't know. I guess I'm just a little new-fashioned, I guess. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, why does Wolfgang Puck have a restaurant but not Henry? Is it just because of the unique name? Yeah. It's like guitar players, too. You got to be named something exotic, you know. Van Halen, Yngwie Malmsteen, Akira Takasaki, you know, Vivian Campbell. Like Vivian, I think that was the name of somebody on I Love Lucy. It has to be something weird. Henry Phillips is not going to do it either for being a rock guitar player or for being a restaurateur. It's just too square, too boring. JV's text says Tosin Abashi. Yeah, you're right. Frank Zappa. Chris Impellitteri. Yeah, the list goes on and on. There's, as far as I know, I mean, there's Eric Johnson. That's probably the most badass guitar player that has a pretty standard name. Vernon Reed. That's a cool name. Masayoshi Takanaka. Yeah. Bert Bufftug says, my employer provides Wolfgang Puck's brand of coffee pods at the office, and they're very mid. Computer, what does mid mean?
Mid describes something mediocre.
Yeah.
For example, that sandwich was so mid.
Yeah, so they're not only mid, but they're also, think about all the plastic that Wolfgang Puck is contributing. You know, there's an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean the size of the state of Texas that's made out of plastic, and it's got seals and seagulls and shit trying to eat off of it, and they're just getting, you know, plastic bottles stuck in their throat. And here's Wolfgang Puck just contributing to it by putting out all these, whatever it is, these pods. John Bonamassa, Pancake King, is still going with the cool names, and I'm here for it. I love it. I'm going to try to think of some more. Who are some of the great ones? I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot more. Yeah, Steve Vai. See, that's not an ordinary name. That's a cool name. Al Di Meola. Okay. All right, well, I think we've done enough waiting for that to cool. Let's go ahead now. We're going to make our dough into sort of a hash brown patty. And we're going to do something called scattered. If you're familiar with the Waffle House, that's a place in the South, mostly in the South region, where if it's late at night, you don't want to go to bed because you're lonely and you want to get either drugs or a hooker or whatever, you can go to the Waffle House in town, and they do something called scattered hash browns. And I'm going to show you how that works right now. We're going to take this. First, I'm going to form it into a ball. Okay. You want to pack it. Then we're going to place it on our hot oil. Boy, this is very oily. Very, very oily. I'm going to rinse my hands. Whew. This one's a pain in the ass, I'm not going to lie. Might need to pour myself a cup of coffee. And maybe well, I can't. Oh, here it is. I'm going to pour myself some coffee and use this awesome mug that I got from some friends that I collaborated with a couple months ago. And it's apparently going to be getting released sometime coming up in around September. We did a little collaboration, and I am really hoping that it comes out fun. It was very fun to do. I'm hoping it comes out good, I guess is what I'm saying, because I'm insecure about the work that I do. Official Shitter says, unrelated, but I'm having an acid reflux moment. Any suggestions? Yes, there's Tums, Alka-Seltzer, Rolaids, and I think there's even a couple other things. Milk of magnesia. But be careful, because some Pepsid Complete is what JV's text says to Official Shitter. But you are the official shitter of the Henry's Kitchen stream, and we salute you. And I don't know why you opened with unrelated, because it is kind of related. All right, I'm going to get myself a spatula now. I have one. I've got this, I guess. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push this down and flatten it. A little bit like a pancake. This is breakfast. You've got a protein in there, which is going to be your egg. You've got a little bit of avocado oil, which is going to provide you with some fat. And you also are going to have some potato. Potato is high in potassium. Computer, what is higher in potassium, banana or potato?
Potatoes have more potassium than bananas. 100 grams of banana has 360 milligrams of potassium, while 100 grams of potato has 430 milligrams of potassium.
Computer, what has more bananium?
From ndtv.com. A medium baked potato contains around 610 milligrams of potassium, which is 40% more than a banana.
Don't forget Elvis Presley, the famous artist, once, many times ate a sandwich called the Fool's Gold, which was peanut butter and banana and bacon between two pieces of Texas toast, and then deep fried and then dipped in jam. And perhaps not completely unrelated, he was found dead on a toilet seat at 44 years old with 22 pounds of impacted feces jammed in his colon. Pisling says, sounds like war crime. Yeah. Bill Kunstler says, is that a pooper scooper for Kitty? Oh boy. Yeah, no, I actually think this is the wrong tool. I think we need to use more of a spatula type thing. Here it is. Yeah, this is the thing I was looking for. This is, you want to get a nice flat slutted spatula, it's just what this is. Well, this is kind of cool. It's starting to look like those hash browns you get when you go to the Greasy Spoons. Alright, we're going to let that cook just a little bit longer here. Maybe I'll check in with the chat, see what's going on with you guys. Fondue Yourself says it's the same thing though. Yeah, it's just that one was flatter. Bert Bufftug says, I forgot to mention that I took inspiration from your shit on a shingle recipe. Oh, did he? And ordered a jaw harp. Mrs. Bufftug is not impressed. Jaw harp, I think, is the safe way to say it. I never knew whether that's derogatory or politically incorrect or what, but I'm not going to go ahead and chance it just because I'm not that kind of person. But I like that it's called that. Pisling says, very kind of roast beef to put back the kitchen utensils after using it. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little worried about whatever that was. Holy Crap Awesome says, hello Henry. I'm going back to bed after the stream probably. You woke me up from a bad dream, which I thank you for, but I'm still sleepy. By the way, nightmares. If you're into getting nightmares, this is going to be a great dish for that because it's very greasy and it's going to make it very difficult to digest all that potato and egg and everything. So if you're somebody who likes to go to bed for maybe an hour and a half and then just wake up with the sweats and toss and turn for about an hour and a half and start questioning decisions you've made in your life, this is definitely the dish for that. Pancake King says, is that what they mean by nightmare fuel? Yes, that's exactly what this is. Maybe, computer, how do you say nightmare fuel in French?
Nightmare fuel in French is carburant cauchemardesque.
Carburant cauchemardesque. Whatever. So that sounds like a beautiful dish. You could serve that to someone and give them nightmares. Holy crap, awesome. I have nightmares like twice a week about just unimaginable violence. I do too. I've had them ever since I was a little kid. I think it means we're doing well. Michael Bublé 4422 says, I have a recurring dream that I've been skipping class and will fail the test. Then when I wake up, I realize I have a PhD and I'm done with school. Yeah, but it never goes away. The fear never goes away. Akamoro 1987, nightmares in French is cauchemar. Cauchemar. Le Fuel de Cauchemar. Okay. All right. Well, hey, let's go ahead and flip this. I think we should have flipped it a couple minutes ago. I hope we didn't fuck up. Let's see. I'm going to have to use this thing again here. Uh-oh, it's really sticking. I wasn't expecting that with all that oil. I think we're just going to have to sacrifice whatever that bit is. We'll just sort of stir this around a little bit. If you're just joining us, we are making hashed browns here at Henry's Kitchen, and they are, I'm not going to say they're coming out good, but let's just say they're coming out as good as they usually are when you get them at a diner. Whatever that's worth. Maybe we'll chat just a little bit longer and see what you guys are up to. Holy crap, awesome says hashing out some browns. Yep. Zanger's computer, is there an H in potassium?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Computer doesn't even know if there's an H in potassium. Incredible.
From mercmanuals.com. In hypokalemia, the level of potassium in blood is too low.
Fondue yourself depends on the diner. Some are fucking delicious. But let's try to watch the fucking language a little bit here. Thicken Hat says no H, but there is a K. Well, that's good. Holy crap, awesome says potassium. All right. Let's see about some of our alerts here. Anonymous gifted a tier 1 sub to Pancake King. Awesome to hear. Pancake King, thanks again for coming to the show at the Roguelike Tavern in Burbank a couple weeks ago. That was a blast, and I really appreciate it. I think we're just about ready here to... This is starting to... I think it's a little hot, actually, to be honest with you. I'm just going to turn the stove off. I have one of these infrared stoves, which I guess is more environmentally friendly. Let's move all this shit out of the way. I think I'm just going to take this off and start eating it now. But there is a lot of grease on this thing. I think I'm going to lay down some paper towels here. And this is why you want to use the slutted spatula, because it's going to fall through the holes. Oh, look at that. We're really doing this, guys. Very greasy. This is so greasy. My God. But I don't think it's bad for you. Computer, what's the worst thing that can happen if you eat too much grease?
Here's something I found on reference.com. Greasy foods are high in fat and can elevate cholesterol. More cholesterol can lead to buildup in the veins and arteries, leading to high blood pressure and heart disease.
Yeah, so there's really nothing wrong there. I think actually the current Department of Health approves of it. Okay, let's go ahead and let me get rid of... got a little bit too much grease. Phantom Parakeet says, I've heard of worse things that could happen. Yeah. Like the things that we dream about at night after eating this stuff. Bill Kunstler says, keep it greasy so it goes down easy. Yeah, that sounds like a shorthand for diner talk. Okay. Well, it's the moment of truth. Is this going to be any good or not? It's probably very hot. You know what? I'm just instinctively, I'm going to put a little bit of pepper on there. Sort of pep it up, if you will. And I also have some salt here. This is a very fancy sea salt. This salt does not supply iodide, a necessary nutrient. That's okay. We don't really need that. Computer, what's the worst thing that can happen if you don't have iodide?
According to Talker.com, when iodine intake is low through the diet, it results in a deficiency disease known as goiter. This is accompanied by swelling of the thyroid gland.
Okay, so nothing too bad, I guess. All right. I'm walking here says maybe a little more fire too. Oh, you're talking about maybe a little hot sauce? A little stoked pampika? Let's see here. It's very hot. Something is off. It might be the pecorino. I'm so hungry, I'm going to eat it anyway. Yeah. It's weird. Pizzling says the stove is not off. No, it is. It just does a little cool down thing. The seasoning have salt in it. Yes, it does. In fact, ingredients are generally listed as in the order of their abundance, and garlic, onion, and salt. Or is that onion salt? But isn't onion salt also salt? I don't know. Mac Daddy wants to know, is it fine or does it taste like shit? We have a 5-star system. I'm going to put this at 2 stars. It's not fine. Something obviously went wrong. I think it's the pecorino cheese. I used the wrong kind of cheese for this, and it gave it sort of a like a smelly feet kind of smell or taste. Unfortunately, sorry. Yeah, so this is not fine. This would fall in the category of not totally tastes like shit, but not good. I don't think there's anything toxic in here. I did make it for lunch and I'm starving, so I'm probably going to have to keep trying. Oh, yeah. What is that? I think it's the cheese, guys. Haas just says maybe ingredients weren't up to standard. Yeah, so maybe the cheese is salty, plus there's salt in the seasoning, plus I added more salt, and I'm getting a lot of salt, but it's also very greasy. Nah, it's kind of shit. I'm sorry. I'd like to blame this on somebody, but I just sort of made this recipe from my own brain. Yeah, I think it is the cheese. Pecorino cheese. Computer, tell me about pecorino.
According to Wikipedia, pecorino is an Italian hard cheese produced from sheep's milk. The name pecorino derives from pecora, which means sheep in Italian.
Yeah, that's it. CDT says pecorino is usually really salty. Okay, so we had a lot of salt in the cheese. We had it in the seasoning. We also had it in the salt, in addition to tons of grease. And other than that, it's basically just egg and potato. Mac Daddy said it looked good. Oh yeah, I'd say so. It really does look like the picture. If you take a look at this, I mean, obviously I ate a lot of it, but if you want to see the picture that they had, very similar. Okay, well, maybe this is a good time to play just a little bit of our game that we've been playing. We've been playing a game called Heavy Rain. It's extremely depressing, but that's not weird to us here. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on. I got to open Steam. And maybe this would be a good time to go through our song. This is a thank you song that I like to do for the users at Henry's Kitchen. And it's just sort of a general way to thank all the people that do so much to contribute. Technical advisors, artistic directors, the folks that run the Discord, the moderators, the big name streamers. A good example is our friend from this morning, the News Junkie, who gave us, who shared, News Junkie shared their audience with us, and that was very cool. I'm going to put on the reverb, and the Stream Deck is working now, which is awesome. So, you know, everything sort of worked out in the end, except that shitty dish that I made. I'm going to do this to the tune of, as a tribute to Canola. This is to the tune of The Summer by Josh Pike. And this is the thank you song to all of you and the Tier 3 subscribers, moderators, everybody. Here we go. Fucking dingle bob dom beef hot bear 111 0 do dingle dog ogle Dr. Flanges and Baku Shane yes Beelzebub Roaches Nirvana it's Kate Kairosa Bumble Vision and the LGX Chef Reactions Husky Boyle Bill Arkin Music the Toily Nim Moon and Amaru Orca Mind, S-Fan, Bonnie, Dazzlecap, Blurry Little Quest, Borsonvin, and Nella, Parasitosis, and don't forget Quanto. You know that you can't forget Quanto. And Dazzlecat, Zodbane, and Toke My Nuts, Saguaro, Uberito, 55555. Dinosaur, JV's Text, Sickly Boy, Beelzebub, Henlips 1, Caitlin's Kitchen. Lacey T, Purple Donut, Fillings Fruit, Tankerton, Borson Vin, Zodiac, Tom Gary Busey, ASMR, Lurk Bull, Shandus, Nova Galarian, Mr. Gooseberry VT. Whoa, whoa, whoa. D's Nuts Game, Master Flash, Cat Food, Taste Tester, Cheerin' X, Mochi's Nirvana, and Red Hot Hibachi, Ransom GR, SD Tis, Michelle Heffy. Embry 225 yard Chasm Nico Tezo Michael Bublé 4422 Passion Error Minho Shin 64 Midnight Faded JSBX Fan SD Tis Pool Boy 789 and don't forget Quanto. Thanks everybody. Okay, I'm going to put the game on, but I think what happens a lot of times is that this computer freezes. But I think you can still see me while it's frozen, so it's a very disorienting experience for me. And you might hear foul language, but I'm going to do the best that I can. To get through this, I'm going to go into my studio mode. And I got to go to the variety. Okay, there's Heavy Rain. I'm going to start by cropping this. We're going to put our bear back here. And okay. Oh, we got to get rid of the reverb. Check. Okay, I think everything's going sort of okay at the moment. I have to put on the desktop audio. That's something I have to do. Okay, now we're going to put it on the game. And I hope I don't lose you. Here it is. Heavy rain. Okay, I'm moving over here. That's good. Okay, so let me ask the folks in the chat now. You can see me, you can hear me, and all is right with the world. Am I right about that? At least the world that we're in right now, not the outside world. I think I want the shrink, right? Looks and sounds good. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna say bat.
A butterfly.
Rat.
A rat. A rat's head.
Crab.
A crab.
Death.
Death.
Looks like lung cancer, actually.
Death.
Wait, hold on. I need to go up here so I can look at the chat. What a beautiful room. What the hell? You're right, New York, Carl.
I have the results of your MRI scans. Everything seems to be normal. There is no physical damage from the accident.
Except the one that happened
However,
to my
I
kid.
am worried about your psychological condition. I know it's not easy, but you've got to start over, Ethan. You're not responsible for what happened.
It's my fault Jason is dead. He'd still be alive if I'd been looking out for him.
It was an accident. Accidents happen every day. You can't blame yourself forever for your son's death.
You can blame yourself for a little while.
How is Sean?
He's a very solitary kid, very focused within himself. He's really close to his mother. With me, he's more distant.
And what about you, Ethan? What do you feel?
I stopped living at the same time Jason did. And that car ran into us.
Is there something else you wanted to tell me, Ethan?
I sometimes have these blackouts. Times when I don't know what I'm doing.
I get those.
I recover consciousness sometime later, but I'm someplace else.
I think that's called partying.
And I have no idea how I got there. Do you think this could be related to the accident?
You suffered a massive concussion and were in a coma for 6 months. We really don't know what effect a shock like that can have on the brain. That's the end of this session. We'll continue this conversation next week.
One more thing, Doc. Do you hear
You were
classical
lucky,
music
Ethan.
right now?
It's very rare to survive such a traumatic accident.
I don't exactly feel lucky, Doctor.
Excellent entrance. I mean, exit. Oh, I wonder if he's the killer. They held on him for a long time.
Do you want to eat something? How did things go at school today?
The teacher yelled at me for being late again. She's gonna send me home the next time it happens.
I'm sorry about that, Sean. Next time, we'll really pull it together, okay? Is something the matter, Sean?
No, I'm alright.
Well, yeah, you killed my son. What do you think it is?
Aren't you gonna go play with the other kids?
I don't feel like it.
I think I had too much coffee. Oh, I'm gonna go to the seesaw.
I haven't been on a seesaw in a long time. What do you think?
Yeah!
Hey, there's the sport. Dark Ages, I have been known to go to my local playground and just sit on the seesaw by myself on my birthday.
Come on, Dad, make me fly!
This is fun. See, we're gonna get through this. Daddy, you're doing it too hard. It's hurting. Oh, that was a nice moment. Finally, a nice moment in this game. What do we do? Trying to sit down also.
A boomerang? You know how to use it?
No,
Oh, no,
not
I
really.
see where this
I
is
can't ever
going.
make it come back.
Can I give it a
It's
try?
gonna be terrible. It's gonna come back and cut his head off. Don't do this, dude. You're a fuck up. Yeah, that was smart.
Gotta be able to improve my catch.
Oh no. What are we doing? Eat. I don't understand what's happening. Is it a glitch? Sorry, everybody. This can't be entertaining. Oh, I see. You have to hold it down. Got it. Yeah, I don't recommend people at home to do this boomerang thing while you're at a playground. That's really stupid. This is so dumb.
Whoa! You did it, Dad!
Do you want to give it a try?
I won't be able to do it.
Come on, let's try it together. Now, the main thing is, to get the right position at the beginning. Now you gotta throw it straight and a little to the right.
So I'm the guy responsible for whether this guy's gonna cut his kid's head off with a boomerang?
Now, throw it!
I did it! I did it, Dad!
Good job,
God.
Sean. See? That wasn't so hard.
You know, Dad, you're all right. I know you killed Johnny. Alright, I've had enough of this. Nothing going on here. I like that this game is really a lot like real life. Looks like some heavy rain's coming in. Okay, if I sit down, nothing happens. This is the problem here. I'm just gonna sit here for a bit. No, I'm gonna get up. And just move around. Okay, I can't talk to anybody. I can sit down. That's the only thing I can do is sit down or stand up. Maybe this is a good time to if anybody knows what to do, tell me please. Sitting down is the only thing I can do, and then standing up is the only thing I can do. I have no control over anything else. Can we go on the carousel? Yeah, I think I can. Wait, where is it? That's the thing, I don't want to leave the kid. We'll go on this thing. There we go, merry-go-round.
What about that merry-go-round? I bet I can push you so fast you won't be able to stay on it.
Great!
Sounds fun. You've got a lot of great ideas, Dad.
Go on, Dad, as fast as you can. Faster!
You're gonna get carpal tunnel.
Whoa! I think my head is spinning.
Good training for astronauts, though.
If you're just joining us, this is what we made today. That's what it looks like.
Looks like rain's coming. I think we better go.
Okay. You know, sometimes I remember before. I mean, when Jason was still here. Sometimes I wish everything could just be the way it was before.
Me too, Sean. Me too.
Me three, guys. By the way, do you hear a cello right now?
Hey, Dad, can I have a ride on the carousel? Can I?
We just
Sure.
did that.
Go pick a horse and get on. I'll get a ticket.
That's the merry-go-round. Boy, the park I grew up near didn't have all this shit. Uh-oh, I'm supposed to do something? This is the lamest ride I've ever seen.
One, please. That's $1.
I'm gonna try another bite of my hashed browns au pecorino. Oh, was I supposed to do something? Worst dad ever. I just figured it out. It's when the rain comes down. That's when he freaks. I want to thank Game Master Flash for gifting us this pick-me-up. Little Wednesday afternoon, pull us out of the doldrums. Pretty sure this guy just killed his second kid. That's not going to go well with the wife. Okay, well, I think that's the end. Hey, I got a new bonus. What is that, a third kid? All right, maybe this is a good time to leave. I can't do anything. Okay, we're going to go back to the main menu. Exit the game. Okay, well, that game is really taking a turn for the worse, and it didn't start out great. No, actually, all sarcasm aside, I want to say thanks to Game Master Flash for gifting that to us, because it is interesting and it makes for some good content, I think. What do we have here? Holy crap, Awesome says, because screaming the kid's name hysterically worked great last time. Yeah, that's his strategy. Michael Bublé 4422, she's like, that's the last time you're taking one of our kids to the park. Yeah. Stacksour says it's a fun game for sure. It is. It is pretty fun. Holy crap, Awesome says, I missed the Detroit Becomes Human stream, so this is almost as good. Yeah, well, I think it's the same people. Ugh. I'm taunted because this is... The potato's not bad, and I'm starving. Alright, so we made shit today. I'm going to go ahead and start saying my goodbyes. Do not combine pecorino cheese with hash browns. That doesn't work. Well, everybody, I want to thank you so much for joining us today here on Henry's Kitchen. And again, I want to say to that anonymous person who gave us that huge donation of 50 subs, I am just eternally grateful. It says here we have 456 subscribers. We're going back to 2024 levels there. That was very awesome. Kenara, Michael Bublé, should we check in on Kenara? I don't know Kenara, but I'm happy as long as somebody has a suggestion, because so many times I have failed in my raids. Okay, thanks, it's Kate. I'm going to go ahead and do Kenara. So this is a suggestion by Michael Bublé, and she's cooking, is that right? Partner anniversary. Oh yeah, Kenara. Yeah, we've rated her before. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. All right, everybody. Let's see what Kenara is cooking. She's actually a real cook, and she's going to do a great job. I'm going to hang out in the chat for a little bit too. But I want to thank you so much. Thanks, Boner of a Lonely Fart. Thanks, Dazzlecat, Mac Daddy, Gumme Cande. Thanks, everybody. This was a lot of fun, except for a couple of things that weren't anybody's fault, but technology. Start raid, and so it's going to happen in 10 seconds here. 5, 4, 3. Let's check in on Kenara. What is she making? We'll find out. All right.
Food and drink streams on Sundays and Wednesdays. We are celebrating my partner anniversary, and if we meet the sub goal for the month of August, what?